Hey everyone, Brian here from Performance Tennis. Today's strategy session is going to revolve around the serve, and we're going to talk about what we can learn from the pros' serving strategies and then how we can help implement those into our own serve strategies to help us hold serve at a much higher rate. Now, when we watch the serve on the Pro Tour and they come up with the stats and we're watching it on TV and they show the placement of the serves, you'll see a lot of serves, probably 80 or so percent of the serves will hit these two spots. The out wide and the down the tee serve on both the deuce and the ad side. Now, if you would look back on recreation serves, you'll see a big percentage of them hit the middle. Now, this could be done one of two ways. Could be because that's the safest place to go and we want as much margin for error as possible. Or we're trying to jam a person on purpose, and at the recreation level, that's a very good strategy and it does work. The problem is as you start getting to the next level, whether you're going from 3-0 to 3-5 or 3-5 to 4-0, is people are going to be better at getting out of the way of the return and being able to do more, and we haven't developed any of these two serves. So, why doesn't the body serve work on the Pro Tour? It's as easy as margin. And there's very small margin for error when you're going at a body at the pro level. If you miss 6 inches to your right or 6 inches to the left of your target, now you're right into the strike zone of a player, and that can be dangerous at that level. So the strategy the higher level players take is they're not necessarily hitting the serve to try to win the point or to get it unreturnable. Now, it may happen, and that's a bonus, but they're hitting their serve to set up their first shot. Now, one of the most common ones that we see on the Pro Tour is the OutWide Serve. And the reason the OutWide Serve is so effective and can be at the recreation level as well is that it does pull this player from their standard return position out into the doubles alley or even farther to hit the return. So, by opening up that court right there, it doesn't give the returner a lot of options to play aggressively on the return. They're either going to have to chip it back and give themselves a little bit of time to recover, or they're going to feel a little bit stressed out and they're going to go a little bit bigger and then in turn make a few more errors. But we're not worried about any of that. We're worried about setting up our second shot. So no matter whether the return comes down the line, back down the middle, or back cross court, my goal is I should have a plan for what I'm doing. Now, one of the most common ones is to take whatever return hits to you and hit to the open court. Now, by doing this, not only are you going to maybe the weaker side, if they do have a weaker side, that would be the backhand side, but they're on the dead run and you're in control of the point. So when they start running over here to get this shot, they have two options. They can either come back up the line with it to your forehand, which you can have the open court, or they're going to come back cross court with maybe a neutral ball at best if you did enough with your first ball, or maybe even a defensive ball, which then you can maintain control of the court. So, looking back at the serve strategy here, it's not about hitting the serve for a winner or hitting the serve so that it doesn't come back. It's really about hitting the serve so that you can start the point on your terms. So the number one thing you want to think about is first serve percentage. Okay, that's really important to keep that at least 50, 60, or 70%, depending upon how hard you hit your first serve. If you can keep that percentage relatively high, you're going to be able to control a lot better on your first serves. Number two, location. If you can mix up your locations and keep them relatively close to the corner, you're going to be able to control with your first shot most of the time. And number three is plan. Have a plan for what you want to do after your serve. We cannot be very effective if we're always reactionary to the return. We can't dictate with authority and consistently if I really don't know what I want to achieve. So, number one, high first serve percentage. Number two, good locations. Number three, have a plan for backing up your serve, not just the serve. Okay? Take these three things, guys. Start adding the strategy to your serve game. If you have trouble hitting locations, go out there with a basket of balls and just practice that location. And you will be able to hit that with much more confidence. Hope this strategy session helped you guys today. Thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned for our next one that's coming out next week.